Hi everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, the numbers are in from the Edmonton Real Estate Board, so I want to give you a quick update. So two things I want to do. Number one, let's compare February of 18 to February of 17. Let's see what's going on. Let's also compare February of 18 to January of 18, see which way the market is moving, and then maybe talk a little bit about what possibly could transpire this year. Nobody knows for sure, right? But maybe we'll have a little discussion around that. So first of all, let's have a look at the numbers. If we compare February of 2018 to 17 in terms of sales, we had 778 sales in 18 and 826 we had in 17. So you can see our sales are off by almost 6%. What about inventory, active listings? We had 5,038, active listings this year in February and 4,523 at the end of February of last year. So you can see that's an increase of 11%. Now, if our active listings are up and our sales are down, what happens to months of inventory, right? Months of inventory are going to creep up. So you can see our months of inventory in February of 18 was 6.5 months opposed to 5.5 months. So you can see that's up by around 18%. Now, what does months of inventory mean? Well, basically it's supply and demand, right? When you get around 5 months of inventory, what you're going to see is you're going to see a balanced market. When you get below 5 months of inventory, you're going to see more of a seller's market. And of course, above 5, we get up around 6 or more, you're going to see a buyer's market because that's always going to determine which way your prices are going. Now, remember, sectors are different. So you might have a lot more condos on the market in months of inventory than you do detached, which means detached prices are probably going up. Condo prices are probably, weakening a little bit because you have a lot of condo inventory right now. So what happened with prices? Average price $374. February of this year, $361. So, prices were, marginal at best, but pretty much the same. Days on market, 64 opposed to 63. So that's between February of last year to February of this year. So obviously you can see that sales are off a little bit, listings are up a little bit. Why? Is it to do with the stress testing put in place in January? Is it to do with the rate bumps we had last year? Possibly. But also maybe the weather, because, let's face it, cold, snow, that sort of thing. So maybe what's going on, a lot of people just haven't got in the mood yet. So I think we'll know more by the end of February. But if we look at January of 18 opposed to February of 18, you'll see that in January we did 673 sales opposed to 778 in February. So our sales were up a little bit. Active listings, 4,563. 5,038 in February. Months of inventory starting to drop. You can see 6.8 months of inventory, drop down to 6.5. And you can see your average sale price, again, crept up a little bit there, which is all good. And you might say, well, if you got 6.5 months of inventory, Rich, why are the prices going up? Because here's what happened. If you look at your detached, your more expensive market, then you're going to have less inventory in that market, which means you're going to see prices go up in the more expensive properties. When we look at condos, where prices are probably stable to weakening, they're lower prices. So the reason the average overall price would go up is because you're seeing more price increase in the higher end properties, and you're seeing decrease in the lower end, which at the end of the day will still creep up your prices just a little bit. Look at days on market, 77 in January of 18, 64 in February. So what's starting to happen? Obviously, we did more sales in February than we did in January. Very common. February is usually busier than January. February's off a little bit in 18 opposed to 17. Could be stress testing, You never know. Could be the bump in interest rates. So I look at it and say, what's going to happen as we move forward? Well, I think March is obviously going to be much better than February for sure. Weather will probably have a little bit of an impact on that. But I would suggest our markets, I think in 2018 are going to be just a little bit slower than they were in 2017. I don't think it's going to be a dramatic difference, but I do think it's going to be off just a little bit. So what you want to do is think about that. If there's less sales, right, there's less opportunities, which means you've got to take a bigger piece of the pie to maintain the number of sales or the goals that you have. So you need to maybe double up your prospecting efforts. You need to get out there more, talk to more people, whatever it is you need to do. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. And remember, it's a beautiful life. Make it count.